Aisenburg, a mechanical giant city made of brass, copper, and glass, shines with a metallic luster in the sun. Buildings rotate like precise gears, streets rise and fall, everything synchronized with the rhythm of the central clock tower. The clock tower emitted a rhythmic tick-tock sound, as if it were the heartbeat of this steel giant. The camera moves through giant gears and complex mechanical devices, showcasing the intricate workings of the city. Aisenburg, a mechanical marvel filled with steampunk style, showcases the splendor and glory of the industrial age under the sun. In the clockmaker's workshop, gears and springs piled up like mountains, shimmering with metallic luster in the sunlight. Young Leo was buried in the precise parts, and his eyes revealed a confusion that was out of place with the people around him. What he yearned for was not the precise order of the city's operation, but that genuine, unconstrained stillness. Amidst the ticking of the clock, Leo's thoughts drifted away to a distant place, where the tranquility of his dreams resided. On the streets of Aisenburg, the clockwork citizens operated like precision instruments, their steps perfectly synchronized with the rhythm of the clock tower. Their lives were precisely segmented by the bells, and every movement was as precise and uniform as gears. From the moment they wake up in the morning to their rest at night, their routine is as precise as a clock, without any deviation. This city is like a giant clockwork mechanism, and they are the indispensable, meticulous parts of it. Inside the city hall, the elders solemnly announced that the annual Great Stillness was approaching. The gear decorations shimmered with a metallic luster, and the citizens' faces were filled with anticipation. The air is filled with the warmth and excitement of Christmas Eve, and gifts are being passed around. The great stillnesses the city will pause for 24 hours on Christmas Eve, as if time has frozen. People are decorating intricate gears, symbolizing that the heart of the city is about to stop beating. Everyone held their breath, eagerly awaiting the arrival of that moment of sacred silence. As night falls, the bell tower stands tall amidst the city's hustle and bustle, its hands moving slowly. The streets were crowded with people, and the citizens were looking forward to it, their eyes fixed on the clock tower. The air is filled with anticipation and excitement, and people are holding their breath, waiting for that moment to arrive. Time seemed to freeze, and the clock tower's hands moved closer to midnight. Tick by tick, everyone's faces filled with anticipation, as if welcoming a brand new era. The countdown to the great silence tugs at the heartstrings of everyone in the city, with anticipation surging like a tide. The midnight chimes were supposed to bring hope, but were mercilessly interrupted by the incessant ticking. The shadow of the bell tower spread across the square, heralding some kind of ominous arrival. Hope shattered, and disappointment surged through the crowd like a tide, drowning every expectant gaze. Panic silently spread through the crowd, like an invisible net, enveloping the entire Aisenburg. Inside the solemn city hall, the atmosphere was as heavy as ice, as the elders solemnly announced the shocking news. Because of the malfunction of the clock tower, the elder's voice echoed in the silent hall, like the sound of the doomsday bell. The announcement of the cancellation of Christmas, like a bomb, instantly ignited the suppressed dissatisfaction of the citizens. The whispers were like undercurrents, spreading rapidly through the crowd and converging into a vortex of anger. Disappointment flickered in the children's eyes, and the hope of Christmas was cruelly extinguished in the cold night. Inside the clock tower, gears interlock, casting mottled shadows under the dim light. The old watchmaker looked grave, shook his head and sighed, as if announcing the fate of the ancient clock tower. Rio's figure appeared in the shadows, his eyes sharp, and he caught the despair in the clockmaker's words. The yellowed blueprint unfolds in the dim light, a forgotten secret passage, concealing the hope of rebirth. In the watchmaker's workshop, Leo's figure was elongated by the light, and he was buried among countless gears and parts. His hands danced nimbly, and tiny parts came to life at his fingertips. He was engrossed in creating a mechanical firefly named Glimmer, with a faint light flickering on it. This firefly will lead him through the labyrinthine interior of the bell tower, seeking hidden secrets. The glow of glimmer is like a guiding light, illuminating the path to the unknown. Rio's figure disappeared into the darkness, and the entrance to the secret passage opened silently. Inside the old clock tower, there is a hidden, secret passage. The stone walls rub together, emitting a low rumble, and the sealed history is about to be unveiled. Leo's footsteps echoed in the empty secret passage, and a mysterious atmosphere came over him. The secrets of the clock tower's inner workings are about to be revealed to Leo. Leo's figure flashed between the huge pendulums, and time seemed to freeze in the mechanical maze. The rotating staircase is like endless vortexes, swallowing the path ahead. The high-speed flywheel emitted a deafening roar, and the breath of death came upon us. Grimmer's light flickered, and Leo's figure struggled in the shadows, full of suspense. In the shadow of the giant gears, Leo's figure appeared exceptionally small, his eyes focused, as if deciphering an ancient riddle. Steam hissed, and Leo nimbly weaved through the giant gears, each jump filled with tension. High-pressure steam leaked, and Leo held his breath, relying on precise judgment and agility to turn danger into safety time and again. The roaring sound of the gears turning was deafening. Leo searched for the only way out in the mechanical maze, and the light of wisdom shone in his eyes. The bell tower's secret room, where the dusty secrets slowly awaken under the dim yellow light. Leo's figure moved in the shadows, with the marks of time everywhere. The yellowed notes, the old clockmaker's handwriting. The dusty truth is about to be revealed. Rhythm crystal, a mysterious power with consciousness, the heart of the clock tower. The old clock tower hides unknown secrets, waiting to be awakened. In the depths of the bell tower, the rhythmic crystal dimmed, as if all life had been drained from it. The black crystal spread like a tumor, tightly enveloping the rhythm crystal. Leo stood at the core, feeling the city's rigid order like a cold shackle. The rhythmic crystal has become a prison that entraps the souls of the city. The dark crystal flickers with ominous light, heralding the crisis of collapsing order. Leo swung the tool, smashing it against the mysterious rhythm crystal, sparks flying, but it didn't budge. The tool shattered, fragments flying, the rhythm crystal still shimmering with a cold light, as if mocking his futility. Despair washed over Leo like a tide, and he slumped to the ground, his eyes gazing blankly at the unshakable force. Time seemed to freeze. Only the rhythm crystal pulsed rhythmically, foreshadowing an inevitable fate. Glimmer flapped its wings and flew towards the rhythm crystal, with a stardust-like glimmer scattering. The light is faint, but it carries a trace of warmth, dispelling the coldness of the crystal core. Leo gazed at Glimmer, a flicker of understanding in his eyes. Against this cold crystal, what's needed isn't brute force, but warm protection. He understood that true strength comes from inner warmth and care. Deep within the clock tower, Leo carefully took a small box out of his pocket. That's a delicate music box, and in the silent night it seems like you can hear the clear chirping of birds. This is a Christmas gift, carefully selected by Leo, to be given to the lonely old clockmaker in the bell tower. The music box gleamed in Leo's hands, carrying his deep respect and warm wishes for the old man. At midnight, deep in the clock tower, the rhythm crystal twinkled in the darkness. Leo carefully placed the music box next to the crystal, the metal casing contrasting with the cold crystal. He flicked his fingertips, slowly tightening the spring, and the subtle sound of the gears meshing echoed in the silence. The music box began to hum, and a faint melody poured out like a trickle. Leo's eyes were filled with tenderness. He just wanted to share this gift from his heart, regardless of saving anyone. The music permeated around the crystal, and the light flickered slightly in response to this pure heart. Inside the core of the bell tower, clear birdsong pierces the silence, echoing in the empty space. The rhythmic crystal hovered in the air, its faint light gently pulsing with the sound of birdsong. Leo's figure was reflected in the crystal's light, and his eyes were full of selflessness and warmth. The crystal sensed Leo's sincere emotions, and its light gradually intensified, illuminating the entire core room. The bright light, like a flame of hope, burned in the core room, dispelling all shadows. Under the glow of rhythmic light, the black crystal began to melt, and the darkness gradually receded. The light cascaded down like water, and cracks appeared on the surface of the black crystal, with a glimmer of light seeping through. The music box still sings softly, and every note is full of hope and light. In the room, light and shadow intertwined, and the breath of hope swept through every corner like a spring breeze. The melted black crystal, as if telling a story of rebirth. The melody of the music box, intertwined with the light of melting crystal, weaves a beautiful future together. In the silent bell tower, huge gears are silent in the darkness. The light of the rhythm crystal gradually recovered, and the faint light illuminated the core area. The first clack broke the long silence, echoing in the empty bell tower. The gears began to tremble, their rusty edges emitting a shrill sound as they rubbed against each other. The huge gears slowly stopped turning, as if a sleeping giant had finally stopped breathing. Time seemed to stand still at this moment, and the bell tower returned to silence. As night fell, Aisenburg was immersed in an eerie silence, as if time had stood still. The city, bathed in tranquil light, appears solemn and beautiful, like a classical oil painting. Silent, only the night wind weaving through the ancient buildings, humming the ballad of time. The night in Aisenburg was so quiet that it was suffocating, like the calm before the storm. On the empty streets, citizens cautiously stepped out of their homes, breathing the air of survival. As night fell, the once bustling city was now eerily silent. Someone looked up at the sky, feeling the regained tranquility, and tears silently streamed down. Emotions that had been suppressed for a long time surged to my heart like a tide, joy and sorrow intertwined. In the quiet night, people pray silently, wishing for lasting peace and an end to conflicts. As night fell, Eisenberg stood silently in the darkness, its ancient stone walls appearing particularly solemn in the night. Countless light particles fell like snowflakes, gently brushing against the spires of Eisenburg, draping the ancient castle in a dreamy silver veil. The flickering lights, like elves frolicking in the night sky, add a touch of mystery and romance to Eisenburg. The outline of the castle, illuminated by particles of light, appears even more profound and enchanting, as if concealing countless ancient secrets. The night breeze gently caressed, and light particles danced in the air, like a soft kiss, falling on every corner of Eisenburg. The entire Eisenburg was immersed in an interplay of light and shadow, as beautiful and moving as a fairy tale world. As night fell, Leo stood alone atop the bell tower, overlooking the crowd surging like a tide below. The myriad lights of countless homes resembled twinkling stars, illuminating Leo's resolute profile, with a proud gleam in his eyes. The clockmaker stood in the crowd, looked up at Leo on the top of the clock tower, and gave a thumbs up with satisfaction. Leo's gaze met his master's, and silent approval passed through the night sky, the highest praise for courage and wisdom. As night fell, Eisenberg resembled a giant mechanical Christmas toy, silent under the lights. Countless lights outline the cold silhouette of the city, and intricate gears and pipes shimmer in the light and shadow. The steel forest, illuminated by the festive lights, presents a strange mix of warmth and detachment. The lights, like stars, dot the city skyline, illuminating the cold metal buildings. This mechanical city, wrapped in Christmas lights, is like a giant machine that never stops. Leo's workshop, sunlight streaming in, illuminating every intricate part. Leo appeared at the studio door, and this time, he wasn't alone. The apprentices gathered around him, their eyes filled with longing and reverence. The air was filled with the smell of oil and metal and a thirst for knowledge. Leo stood before the workbench, his hands seemingly possessing magic, capable of giving life to cold parts. The apprentices held their breath, fearing to miss any detail, as Leo's experience was their most valuable asset. The sun shines on the market square, with a crowd of people surging in laughter like a tide. The bustling crowd was shoulder to shoulder, with faces beaming with festive joy. The aroma of roasted chestnuts filled the air. Children chased each other and played, and their silvery laughter echoed through the square. The citizens exchanged gifts, conveying warmth and blessings, and sharing the legend of the silent Christmas. The festive atmosphere is like a huge net, closely connecting everyone and composing a lively and harmonious festive picture. Inside the city hall, solemn and respectful, a sense of oppressive calm permeated the air. The elders looked solemn, standing on the high platform, their eyes scanning the crowd below. The crowd was silent, and anticipation and unease were written on everyone's face. The elders announced, "The Great Silence Day will be extended to 2 days." The message was like a stone thrown into a calm lake, causing ripples. Some people cheered, while others looked troubled. Everyone's reaction was thought-provoking. The sun shines on the streets of Eisenburg, and the children's figures are jumping in the light and shadow. Innocent and uninhibited laughter, like a clear spring, flows through the tranquil city. They run, chase, carefree, as if the whole world is their playground. The children's figures add a touch of vivid color to this city. Their laughter dispelled the gloom that hung over the city. In the children's play, Eisenburg has been revitalized. At the heart of the bell tower, the rhythm crystal stands quietly, awaiting Leo's arrival. Leo looked solemn, carefully examining the crystal, fearing any contamination. The crystal emits a soft glow, warmly enveloping Leo, as if responding to his arrival. The light grew brighter, and the crystal seemed to be conveying some kind of message to Leo. Leo felt the purity and power of the crystal, and a strange sense of emotion welled up in his heart. The sun shines, the park is full of life, and the citizens are leisurely enjoying this urban oasis. Under the shade of the trees, an old man wearing glasses is quietly reading the book in his hands, as if time has stopped here. Sunlight filters through the leaves, dancing on the canvas as a young painter captures the beautiful moments of the park with the brush in hand. On the lawn, children play and frolic, their laughter echoing in the air, filled with vitality and hope. In a corner of the park, couples are nestled together, enjoying the tranquility and sweetness of the afternoon, with love flowing in each other's eyes. Inside the city library, the towering bookshelves stand quietly like walls of knowledge. The sunlight streamed through the large floor-to-ceiling windows, falling on the pages of the book, with dust motes dancing in the air. The citizens moved quietly among the bookshelves, their eyes focused, as if searching in the ocean of knowledge. The artwork on the walls silently tells of the accumulation of history and culture. This is the heart of the city, a beacon of knowledge, illuminating the path of every seeker. The art gallery shines in the sun, like a bright pearl of urban culture. The gallery doors swing open, warmly welcoming every soul yearning for art. Each colorful painting, like a jumping musical note, beats the heart of the city. The exquisite sculptures tell ancient stories in the light and shadow, with the craftsman's painstaking efforts condensed in every stroke. A variety of artworks come together, showcasing the city's infinite creativity and vitality. The citizens moved among the artworks, feeling the shock and emotion brought by the art. A magnificent concert hall rose from the ground, shining brightly in the sun, symbolizing the city's thriving arts. The citizens poured into the concert hall, their faces filled with a longing for art and anticipation, as if attending a grand spiritual appointment. On the stage, the lights are brilliant, and the instruments shine in the light, waiting to play an exciting movement. The melodious melody surged out like a tide, instantly filling the entire concert hall, gentling the hearts of every audience member. The music breaks through the constraints of the building, echoing in every corner of the city like a grand open-air concert. The city comes alive with music, and everyone's face is filled with happy smiles. Music brightens their lives. The sun shone on the old bell tower, and Leo's figure looked particularly small. He used his hands and feet, climbing the rough stone wall like a nimble gecko. Sweat soaked his clothes, but his eyes were shining with determination. Finally, he reached the top of the bell tower, and the city's scenery came into view. He closed his eyes, feeling the breeze on his face, and his heart was filled with gratitude. This city, the home he protects, shines brilliantly in the sunlight. Sunlight streamed into the watchmaker's workshop, and Leo's figure appeared particularly tall among the gears and pendulums. His eyes were deep, as if containing the mysteries of the universe, and he was telling the young apprentices about the subtle balance between order and chaos. The air was filled with the smell of oil and metal, and the apprentices held their breath, listening to Leo's philosophical words. Leo's gestures were full of power, encouraging the apprentices to break free from constraints and challenge the status quo with creative thinking. The sound of the gears turning seemed to respond to his words, symbolizing continuous innovation and change. Sunlight bathes Eisenburg, with skyscrapers rising in a row, symbolizing infinite possibilities. The streets are bustling with traffic and people, each person carrying aspirations for the future. A brand new commercial district rises from the ground, its glass curtain walls reflecting dazzling light, heralding wealth and opportunity. The billboards of innovative technology flash with a sense of the future, and the citizens stop to watch, their eyes full of curiosity and anticipation. Aisenburg, a city full of vitality and hope, is embracing the new era with a vigorous attitude. Inside the town hall, sunlight bathed the solemn conference table, and the atmosphere was solemn and full of hope. The elders sat around, looking focused, their eyes filled with anticipation for the future of the city. They listened to the voices of the citizens, and every word embodies the yearning for a better life. For the common dream, they gather wisdom and strength, vowing to create a better future. The Eisenberg under the sun is like a bright pearl, shining brightly. The towering buildings in the sunlight outline a hopeful skyline, symbolizing endless progress. Tourists from all over the world flooded into the city, their faces beaming with anticipation for the future. The bustling crowds of people weave through the streets, forming a vibrant and multicultural picture. Aisenburg, a city where community and innovation intertwine, witnesses humanity's boundless creativity and cohesion. Leo sat cross-legged, like an ancient statue, silently facing the rhythm crystal. He closed his eyes, his face calm, as if he had cut himself off from the world's noise. With both hands held out, feeling the ceaseless energy surging within the crystal, as if touching the heartbeat of the universe. The crystal emits a faint halo, and subtle energy fluctuations permeate the air, which is proof of its own operation. His breathing was steady and deep, as if merging with the rhythm of the crystal, indistinguishable from each other. At this moment, Leo seemed to become a part of the crystal, feeling the years it had experienced and the secrets it held. Eisenburg, bathed in sunshine, is immersed in the joyful atmosphere of the annual Silent Festival. On the street, citizens held hands, sang and danced, and enjoyed this rare moment of tranquility. The children's faces were filled with innocent smiles as they chased and played in the square, carefree. The air is filled with festive joy, as if the whole city is immersed in a peaceful atmosphere. Eisenburg, under the sun of the Silent Festival, shows its unique charm and vitality. Rio's figure disappeared into the workbench, piled with gears and springs, like an alchemist exploring ancient secrets. On the workbench, various strange parts are piled up, flashing with metallic luster, witnessing countless sleepless nights. He carefully picked up a rhythm crystal, and strange light danced on his fingertips, as if containing endless energy. The rhythm crystal was slowly embedded in the complex device, as if a heart was being placed in a precise mechanical body. This device will harness the energy of the rhythm crystals to create clean energy, illuminating the light of hope for the future. Rio's eyes gleamed with fanaticism, as if he saw a brand new world powered by clean energy. Aisenburg under the sun is a picture of prosperity. Above the city, it's no longer the hazy smog, but a clear, azure sky. On the street, silent electric cars are driving, and the air is fresh and quiet. In the park, children are playing on the green grass, and their laughter is clear and pleasant. The glass curtain walls of the skyscrapers reflect dazzling light, symbolizing the city's vitality and hope. Clean energy powers this city, bringing unprecedented freshness and vitality. In the city hall, the sun shines, solemn and reverent. The elders looked solemn as they handed the key, which symbolized the city's glory, to Leo. Rio's eyes sparkled with excitement as he took the key with both hands, a heavy sense of responsibility welling up in his heart. The entire audience erupted in applause, offering their most sincere respect to this community hero. Leo walked on the street, bathed in the waves of cheers, like a triumphant hero. The citizens surrounded him, applause like thunder, their eyes filled with respect and love. He is the pride of Aisenburg, a beacon in the darkness, guiding the direction of hope. The sunlight fell on his shoulders, as if gilding him with a golden glow, symbolizing courage and glory. Deep within the bell tower, the crystal core shines with dazzling brilliance, as if containing endless secrets. In the glow, Leo's figure is lonely and firm, as if integrated with the entire bell tower. He closed his eyes, and the challenges of the past flooded his mind like a tide, each struggle transforming into the resilience of today. Those past opportunities, like stars twinkling in the night sky, guided him forward. Gratitude, like spring rain, nourished his heart, making him cherish everything he has even more. Under the light of the crystal core, Leo's heart is filled with power, and he will continue to move forward to meet the challenges of the future. The sun was shining on the streets of Aisenburg, and the tall buildings were shining in the light, like beacons of hope. The bustling crowds shuttle through the city, and every person's face is filled with the yearning for the future and the determination to strive. The camera slowly pans, capturing every vibrant corner of the city, every moment where dreams begin to sprout. Aisenburg, a city built with sweat and imagination, a place of miracles where anything is possible. Sunlight filled the clockmaker's workshop, and the gears and hands shimmered in the light and shadow, witnessing the passage of time. Leo was surrounded by friends and family, and laughter echoed through every corner of the workshop. Smiling faces are filled with joy, proud of Leo's achievements. Leo's eyes sparkled with gratitude for the past and anticipation for the future. The air is filled with the joy of success, as if time has also stopped. Under the warm light, Leo and his family and friends raise their glasses together, celebrating this wonderful moment and looking forward to a more brilliant future. The camera slowly pulls back, and Aisenburg is bathed in golden sunlight, like a shining pearl. The towering buildings stand side by side, reaching into the clouds, symbolizing humanity's endless creativity and ambition. The streets are bustling with traffic and people, showcasing the city's vitality and vibrancy. Aisenburg, a city seeking balance and change, a crystallization of human wisdom, shining brightly in the sun.